Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! In this corner, Cocaine Bear. And the other corner, an Ant-Man. Who is going to come out ahead? We'll find out right here with 24/7 Fusion Media, the power of power himself, the ever mysterious vigilante Williamson. Cruising in his hot rod from the Hollywood Knights of New Bomb Church. My dog barking again in the background. And of course, myself, your humble announcer and co-host, Baron Armin K. So let's get this Sunday fun day going. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the prime time king of live stream. Hi, everybody.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy, 24/7 here with New Bomb Turk, Baron Norman Tag. We are the Primetime Kings. And we'd like to say what's up to everybody here. What's up, Lord Thoth and Low Spec Linux Laptop. Sean. What's going on, Sean? And my boy Socks. You know, hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully we'll see Vigilante here today.
Let's hope so, yeah. And whoever misplaced Sidney and Deldo, can you please return him, please? We miss him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
Well, he was at Match Stream Friday, so I don't know. He's floating around somewhere.
There you go.
You never know when the ever mysterious sentient dildo will show up and buzz.
There you go. How you doing to the long suffering? Great to see her here.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
She hasn't wanted to kill me yet, but then again, she knows that she's relying on me a lot. It's once she gets better, that's it. I'm done for.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to say what's up to everybody out there. Hopefully, everybody's enjoying their Sunday. Yeah, it's been a pretty cool day so far. I'm glad to be here with everybody. And we were talking in the back. And, fellas were telling me how Cocaine Bear is actually doing pretty well at the box office.
Mm-hmm. That we did. And, yeah, I mean, for a film that was made for about, I think they said $25 million for this one. It's going in kind of the same path as Megan, but don't want to get too far ahead of the story here.
Wow. 25 mil?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, this is a pretty low budget film, just like Megan.
Right.
It has virtually made back its money. Basically, 23 and the 25. So I mean, not bad for an opening weekend for.
Anybody watched it?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna go Thursday. The long suffering myself, my kid and her fiance, but. That happened. That was on Thursday, and we were getting hit with about a foot plus of snow through the last few those days. So we opted to stay home and not see the movie. Waiting for Pacific 414 to come back and hear what he has to say about it. And if he says it's good, I'm going to see it. I mean, if he comes back and says it's absolute crap, because I trust all our guys' opinions over anybody else, then It's like, well, maybe I won't want to see it because I know he'll have the reasons and why it sucked.
Okay. All right, yeah, because I've seen some reviews and some, to the point where some people are like, well, what the hell did I just watch?
Mm-hmm.
So, with it being that, to that degree, you got to wonder like what the hell is really going on with this movie? Is it really good? Is it bad? Like,
mm-hmm.
And then it's starting to become a thing where, when it comes to these movies,
mm-hmm.
a lot of movies that normally wouldn't even get watched are being watched because there ain't shit else to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And to be honest, like I still don't even understand how the fuck this new Avatar even got so far, man. Because you know what? The thing is, everybody watched that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like Top Gun, Maverick, where even after people still talking about Top Gun Maverick right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody gives a fuck about Avatar 2. Nobody's talking about it. But it's like it's I guess it was something different, to all the other bullshit that anybody else could have spent their money to watch.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up putting their money on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's okay. Anybody, is Avatar 2 going to be something anybody's going to go back and rewatch? No.
Yeah, and the mystique of the first one, the whole 3D and like the resurgence of 3D at that time was what caused people to see it and see it a second time. Whereas that whole mystique is gone. Nobody gives a shit about 3D. Mm-hmm. Hell, they've been trying to push 3D TVs for the home for years and nobody buys them.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I know someone does have a 3D TV, but there's only one person I know that has one. What?
Yeah, I mean, the cost behind them and the fact that you still have to wear, when you go to the theater, you still have to wear the glasses or whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a big pain in the butt. I have contacts, but I also wear glasses. And typically, if I go to a theater, I'll wear glasses because they're more comfortable. And I don't want to wear glasses over glasses just to see something in 3D.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even the home TV sets, you have to wear glasses for those too. So I mean, no matter where you're going to go, you're going to have to wear those glasses.
Right.
Now I do remember. This is going back a long ways.
Go ahead.
They started to do that 3D technology with cell phones, where you didn't have to use glasses to watch it, but it gave you an insane headache, and you had to have the phone perfectly in front of you. It couldn't be at any slight angle in any direction, because you would lose not only the 3D, but you would also lose part of the image. Like it would fade out, almost like those old projection TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were at an angle, you just didn't see anything.
Yeah, you almost had to sit. That's why when they're saying that you could look at a TV from the side, that's a big screen. It was a big thing about 20 years ago.
Right.
15 or so, yeah.
Man. Actually those that 3D TV, man. They came out with roughly maybe, I would have to say probably about a good 300, 400 movies that have went to to 3D.
Yeah.
As far as like, buying the 3D Blu-ray and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's actually it's pretty cool if you can afford that shit, because even now, like it's I think that thing's gonna go away, and it'll probably come back on a different scale.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to manipulate that shit a little bit more and add something else to it for it to grab, for people to grab onto it and really accept it, for the simple fact that it's like, they would have to take, the concept and actually improve it. Because if nobody don't want it now, what'll make somebody want the exact same shit 5 or 10 years from now?
Right. Well, the biggest thing is getting rid of the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can sit down and watch a 3D movie without having to put something on your face. I think that would improve at least some of the financial part of it. As far as the companies creating that stuff.
You can do that holographic type stuff that you're.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it would actually be, it would have to be on some old holodeck type shits if you got rid of the glasses. But then how far is technology to give us something like that? That's
don't know.
I don't know, but
I mean, some of those digital displays they have for advertising sure are freaky.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if they start doing something like that for movies, I mean, then you'd have your true kind of holographic motion picture. But it seems like every time they've tried with 3D, it never took off, whether it be in the 50s or 60s. You know, you tried with the 80s.
You know, actually, I ain't gonna lie, man. And that those the red and blue,
Yeah.
old school, you know, fucking shades they give you back like in the 80s and shit, in
Yeah.
the 70s, man. I kind of miss them shits, man.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it was cool. Like, you know, you watching like Friday the 13th Part 3,
Mhm.
and you know, you had to watch. You had to put them fucking shades on. But then when you put them on, you can kind of see that shit kind of coming to you. You know, it's like depending on how good your vision was, the shit actually worked to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know that old trickery to your eye shit. You know that was always interesting. And then, if I'm not mistaken, from there the next jump had to be maybe 10 years ago, man.
Mm-hmm.
About 10, 15 years ago when they started doing 3D in the theater, but it wasn't the red and the blue. They gave you like just a pair of shades, man. Like it was just
Yeah.
you know, and then it started the shades started improving over the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's, you know, it's cool. It's different if people could afford it, man. And that's the thing. If it was something that was more affordable, you know,
Yeah.
now that you coming into the 2020s, it was like shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The fucking the Koof, man. Holy shit. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I tell you what, that was a thing that staggered a lot of different industries, man. And you know, like it's like it took so much money to do so much shit. It's like, I don't know, man. It just,
yeah, we're going to be feeling the effects of that and it's going to really come home soon. It's not
I
one of
mean,
those that go right away.
I mean, but just to have the money to afford shit, I guess is what I'm saying, man. A lot of people lost a lot of shit, jobs,
Mhm.
a lot of other things happened, and
Yeah.
a lot of people just can't afford it, man.
No, it kind of goes in that category, you know.
Yeah, and those TVs weren't cheap either when they did come out
No.
recently.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it the other side of this, not even just the technology, but the fact that every time 3D makes a resurgence and somebody decides to make their movie specifically for 3D,
Right.
they fall into the same tropes every time, which is they force scenes to be shot in a way that overemphasizes the 3D part.
Right.
Mhm.
Like I just put in the chat, the first 3D movie I seen was Coming at You, which was like 70, I want to say 78, 77.
Yeah, something like that.
You know,
Yeah.
you know,
I forgot about that movie.
You know, actually, I had about a year ago, I had bought that.
Coming at You.
No, I know. I seen it. It was $1 at the pawn shop. So I grabbed it, and it was uncut. You know,
wow.
with it's like even like when I didn't watch the whole movie. I watched like the first 5 minutes, and even the credits was like shit that was coming at you like a snake in your face, and all that other shit. And I was like, wow, for a Western. But that's the thing. I never seen a Western go 3D, and that was old.
Yeah.
So it was like, and I own a lot of Western
movie,
and I own a lot of 3D, but I've never seen a 3D Western.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think that was one of the only ones. And again, they did the same tropes, which is one of the scenes in the movie. He's like hiding underneath the floorboards at like a bar, a saloon, if you will. And the bad guys come into the saloon and are looking for him, and he's underneath, like lying on the ground. So there's maybe just enough for a human being in between the floor and the ground. And he's laying there, and the guy stops like right above him. And the scene was shot, so he's going to shoot the guy from underneath the floorboard. Well, in a regular Western, he would have just shot through the floorboard and killed the guy. Right. No. In a 3D movie, he has to punch through the floor with the gun pointing directly in your face and then fire. Like everything just And the same thing with Avatar. Avatar was shot that way. There's very particular scenes where it's just like, okay, I get it. It's fucking 3D. Stop. Because it's you would never shoot it in that way unless it was 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the downfall is these guys. Oh, it's 3D. I gotta do these crazy ass scenes so that everybody remembers it's in 3D. And it's like, no, we can tell, dude. You don't need to do that.
Right. I mean, the big trick is how can you make this seamless where it makes you actually feel like you're in the scene, not having things fly at you. Yeah. Natural, not reactionary.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's funny. I think what it is, really, the directors never plan to choose something that they have the ability to do. See, like how would you make the 3D effect effective if you didn't masterfully, thought it out in order to make the effect do what it's supposed to do? And I think they found out, okay, we're going to do this in 3D. They start taking scenes and improvising what would be the best way to have something fucking come at you.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it looks it doesn't fit in the right way, man. It's like it looks like the movie's doing too much to show something that if it would have been like if it would have been shot with 3D in mind or written with 3D in mind, then you would have known what to do at certain scenes that would have made the 3D effect effective instead of making up something like he has to punch through the fucking floorboard
Yeah.
in order to fucking start shooting instead of just him shooting through the floorboard. It's like you have to improvise that added bullshit in order and he probably thought that would have gave it more of an impact.
Right.
But then it takes away from everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's funny too because if you go back and look at the obvious, scenes shot for 3D in that movie, if they would have not, done the punch through the floor thing with the gun, if they had just had him shoot through the floorboard, but then shot it from above and had the wood splinters that are obviously going to come flying out when he starts poking holes in the floorboard.
Right.
You could have had that happen and like a little bit of blood splatter, and it would have looked better than just this big ass gun coming at your face.
Oh, right. I was thinking the same thing. You stole my thunder. I was thinking the same thing. Is that can be sometimes much more effective when you've seen the wood flying up and the bolts coming through the hole and all that stuff.
It's something that you would expect to see in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in real life, if somebody shot, wood paneling, you'd expect to see splinters and stuff flying off of it.
Mm-hmm.
They always have to put the camera in this odd position so that, ooh, look, it's 3D. And it's like, yeah, but I wouldn't be standing there normally. Like
exactly.
Right.
Like, that's not real life.
No, I'm not going to put myself in the position where whatever it is that's flying at my face is going to hit my face.
Exactly.
Well, that's I tell you though, I do love some there's some 3D movies that are actually pretty cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this, man. Y'all got kids. Y'all watched like, of course, Friday the 13th. There's Jaws. Oh, Jaws shit the bed, man. Jaws 3.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh boy.
Yeah, great classic film. Yeah, wonderful. Wow.
Yeah,
well, it had a lot of things not going for it. It was the third in the series when the first one was more than enough.
Right.
And it just started falling off. Even at the second one, it started falling off.
Right.
So that was going against it. And they decided to make it 3D because that was the in thing.
Right.
And then, it just, a big, giant fake shark.
Yeah. It's how exciting.
Right. Oh, we've seen this before.
Yeah. and better.
Well, yeah.
Like, and then of course that movie. You got I don't know. You have a few kids movies that were in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
I know one that stands out to me quite a bit. Like no bullshit, because my kids, of course, I had them watching it. Was The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now fucking had the fucking glasses and everything, man. So it's like, it's funny because I had my Friday the 13th Part 3 3D glasses, and theirs came with 2 Shark Boy and Lava Girl glasses. So I'm wearing my Friday the 13th Jason 3D glasses. They're wearing their shits, and then we're all 3 of us just sitting there watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And I'm like, man, this is, yeah, it was cool, man. Just introducing the kids to that kind of shit, man. I tell you what, man, 3D. Some of it was good if it was done right. And then, the only thing that kind of took its place has to be the IMAX.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the close thing to it that it will have like some kind of an effect. Oh yeah, Dread, yeah, Thread, yeah, Carl Urban, yeah. Because actually, I do have Dread in 3D. Ooh. I just don't have the. I have it on Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray. You can actually watch it just regular, or you can watch it with the 3D. I just don't have the fucking, of course, I don't have the 3D deal. So, but yeah, man, I would love to see Dread in fucking 3D, man.
Oh, me too.
Shit, Carl Urban, fuck, man. It's funny because I own it and can't watch it.
Actually, I was thinking of another movie that would have been
pretty
good in 3D that wasn't in 3D.
Sure.
Hardcore Henry.
Oh yeah.
You know what, man? I've always wanted to watch that shit, man. I've never seen that.
It is it's trippy because it was shot on GoPro.
Man, Hardcore Henry.
The whole movie was shot on GoPros, so it's all from a first-person perspective.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's trippy as hell because it you can tell it's real. It's not CGI or whatever. But it seems a whole lot like a video game. It's really strange. But it is a pretty good movie, entertaining at least. I wouldn't say it's stupendous. It's a good movie to watch, especially if you're looking for some crazy action flick and you want to suspend disbelief and all that. But yeah, that would have been insane in 3D as it was shot in a first-person perspective, because then as the viewer, you're already kind of invested at, hey, this is like I'm going through all of this.
Right.
Because it's in first person. Then you make it 3D, then it really sucks you in because then everything is like, oh, shit.
Shit. Well, I mean, at that point, I guess at that point it'd be like a universal ride.
Right. Exactly.
Huh.
Well, I know that Sox didn't like it. He said, "Lord gave me a headache."
Yeah. No, I heard rumors. You're good at this, 24, because you know the movies and all that. But I heard there was actually a first-person perspective detective film that was filmed in 3D back in like the 50s.
Whoa. And
the whole film is from is shot from your perspective in 3D. So when you have the fights, obviously the fists are coming at you because the trope and such. But I heard rumors that there was a movie like that. That's why when Hardcore Henry came out, it's like, oh, it kind of reminds me of what I heard about that film. Why don't they do this in 3D?
Right. I mean, actually, Hitchcock was actually on some old, 3D type, with his angles, man.
Yeah.
I know with Vertigo, he definitely had that effect. There probably is a movie where, and I bet you that's not the first one. There's probably a few videos that are like a first person perspective, kind of where, everybody's reacting to the screen basically.
Right.
And they basically they put you in a position that you're the it's kind of like you're the individual involved in everything that's happening to you. And then just to have something like that in a 3D form, shit. Actually, another thing, it's like you can also kind of consider, but that also puts the glasses back on, man. It's like the VR, man.
Yeah. I'm looking at a list of supposed movies that were shot in first person. Some of these, the whole movie is in first person. Some of them, it's partially the whole movie. Oh, I shouldn't say partially the whole movie. It's part of the movie.
right.
Because they list Chronicle as one of them, and I know Chronicle was back and forth. It wasn't solely first person.
Right. Did you like Chronicle?
I thought it was all right. It's interesting.
Right. Yeah.
The whole superpower thing and what
right.
And all that. But they don't list anything in the 50s. They list a 1962 movie called The Connection.
Okay.
And I'm trying to look at. Well, it's not letting me.
Shit. I mean, do you think that's it? The Connection sounds like a detective movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's not though. It says it's not 3D. It's just first person.
Okay.
Let's see here. The synopsis is: in a cramped, dirty apartment, 8 junkies variously goof off, chat, and play jazz music while waiting for their heroin connection to show up. Yeah, I don't think it's a detective movie.
How did that movie not win the Academy Award?
I mean, that sounds interesting.
Oddly enough, it's got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience score is 81%. So it must be a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah, it sounds like some motherfuckers hanging out, ready to get fucked up.
Wow. Well, turn into a whole classic, I guess. Hey, remember Space Hunter: Adventures in the Forbidden Zone with Peter Strauss, Michael Ironside, Molly Ringwald, and Ernie Hudson? Yeah, that's in their 3D-er from, 83, I think it is? Yeah, 83.
Which one?
Space Hunter: Adventures in the Forbidden Zone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with Peter Strauss, Molly Ringwald.
Yep.
That was, and there was the first experience I really did have with it. One of the TV stations back in the 80s again was going to air a 3D movie over the television. It was a big gimmick type thing. You could get your 3D glasses at like the 7-Eleven or whatever, and make sure you have your glasses and sit in front of the TV and watch the 3D movie. It had something to do with some gorilla getting loose and causing havoc. And that's all I remember.
Let me ask you this: wasn't the monster from the Black Lagoon in 3D?
Yeah, I think the first. Yeah, creature. Yeah, I think that was the first one.
Yeah, because I do remember they've had they had some pretty cool 3D movies, man. 3D is some good shit, man. It's just I don't know. They need to find a better way of bringing it to us, man, and doing it to where it's written to have that effect. Not to where the director has to force has to force the scene on us, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely. Definitely.
It's funny too. I don't know if you guys ever seen. I'll give you an example. I own. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, after the first, somewhere between the first Thor movie and the second one, the Thor the Dark World. The Dark World. They came out with a Thor video game.
Right.
I don't know. A lot of people don't even fucking know that Marvel. It came out Xbox 360. They came out with that. They also came out with a Captain America video game, and actually, the Captain America video game is very good. It's kind of like it's somewhat on par with the Arkham series, like the fight mechanics and everything. it was actually a pretty. Nobody gave it a shot because there was so much other shit out there to buy. People saw it and never gave it a chance. But the Thor game is actually a 3D game. So when you play it, if you have the TV and the whole shits, you can put it in and you can actually play it. And the whole game has it's made for 3D.
Yeah,
I own it.
The PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of the game can be played in 3D on 3D TVs.
Right. Yep. So, so then you even had a few games that even went in that direction. And I never seen it in 3D. Like I own it, when I pop it in, it just plays regular. But I would have loved to have seen it in some kind of 3D effect or some shit. A Thor game. Like, okay, he does all the shit Thor does. Fucking lightning bolts and all kind of shit with the hammer and you fucking name it. He does all that shit. But it just would have been cool to see it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can tell you why another one wasn't made. Fucking reviews were god awful. Yeah, like. Below 5 out of 10,
right?
On almost all of them, pretty much all of them. It never hit a 5 out of 10 on any review. It got a D from 1UP.
Wow.
Actually, no, I should say Game Revolution. Who the fuck is that? Gave it a B on at least the Xbox 360. But yeah, most of them were like 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10.
Right.
Huh. Yeah, those aren't the reviews you want. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, on top of that, it wasn't the only. Looks like it wasn't the only game. They had a Captain America Super Soldier game.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's up, Mexican Iron Man? What's going on, brother?
Yeah. Well, you guys are gonna hang out together, huh?
Yeah, he says just landed in Houston International Airport, grabbing a rental car, call you tomorrow to coordinate. That's cool, man. Yeah, man. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow, man. That's what's up, man. Hell yeah. So shit, Monday, Tuesday, man. Me and Mexican Iron Man's gonna get together. Hopefully with Loki and and Eris, and it'll hopefully it'll be awesome.
Oh, that's scary. Will that town survive? That's all I gotta ask.
You know it, man. Paint the town red. Thank you, Mike, man. Love you, brother. That's awesome, man. Glad to hear you made it here safely, man. Shit. That's what's up, man.
But yeah, the Captain America one looks like it fared a little bit better. But not very
actually,
much.
it's like I said, it kind of has the mechanics of the Arkham games where like Captain America can like go around and hit multiple people.
Mm-hmm. Right, and dodge and then
and all that shit. Yeah. Counter punch, and you can also throw the shield and have it deflect, or off of everybody you see. But you have to have it like you have to hit it at the right time, and you can have it like bing, 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 and how he does in the comic books, man. So right. Yeah, it was actually, man. I would Thor. It's okay, man. It was like I'll give it a C minus. Where it's not, it's a cool game, first video game that Thor ever had that's like on his own. So that's about as much as I'll be like, okay, well, it's first Thor standalone video game. All right. And Captain America, shit, I remember, him having, games when I was a kid, like in the arcade, they had like Captain America and the Avengers, and they had some, I think he had another video game out when I seen that at the arcade, but to see
kind of like Street Fighter style games, side scrolling.
Actually, yep. Yeah, and then he did have something like that also. So he had like games that just kind of like, they were fighting people, and like like the old X-Men arcade game.
Okay.
Like, a bunch of robots will come out, you'll clear out the board, whip everybody's ass, and then just move on to the next screen and just do it all over again. They had like games like that, and then they also had fighting games. But this Captain America game was the only thing that he's had on his own in 20, 30 years or even longer than that.
Right.
So I was like, well, fuck, and then the pawn shop was like, hell, give me $4 for it. That was like years, a few years back. I was like, hell yeah, here.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, and get it for little or nothing. And shit, when I played it, I was like, oh shit. Like the hitting somebody and then fucking jumping from person to person and keep, like you could build up the hits. And I'd recommend it, man. If you can catch that Captain America game for just $5 or some shit or less, I would say go for it. You wouldn't be mad that you spent $5 to get it.
Right.
So
right.
Shit, yeah, man. It was actually it was decent, man.
Well, I did pick up the Duke Nukem game for $4 and regretted it. So.
Oh,
not the old one, the newer one.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah.
What, Forever?
Yeah, Forever.
Yeah.
I think that is. Yeah. I mean, shit. I heard they're working on some new Duke Nukem shit right now.
Woke Nukem.
I don't know, man. Duke. I don't know, man. He was one of the first toxic, fucking properties I ever seen where he was like he just didn't give a fuck, man. He smashing chicks, killing pigs and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was fucking buck, man. He didn't give a damn, man.
Hail to the king, baby.
Yeah, Duke Nukem is a shit, man. They didn't do him right, man. In the last game, man.
No.
It left a bad taste in everybody's mouth when it came to him.
And it also took forever to come out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that was actually another huge problem.
Yeah, that didn't help matters much, did it?
I think it was like way over a decade, man. This is some real
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually made the list of vaporware before it finally came out. That's pretty sad.
Oof. And they probably shouldn't have let it out. Ugh.
There he is.
Yup, Sentient's in the house. Yup.
Yes, someone released him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not working overtime in the mine.
Oh shit! What's up, Lord Thoth, my man? Yeah, and around the same time, the Thor, the Iron Man, and the Green Lantern games. I own all of them.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy that whether it's good or bad, if it's a superhero video game, I'm gonna run across it for little or nothing. Might as well grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Just as like one of the worst superhero games I've ever played has to be Catwoman.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever.
Shit.
It's
a game that uses no buttons, only all analog sticks. It's like, how the
really?
fuck man, dude, you have to, man, you can look it up, man. It's really that bad. So, but I own it, just to say, hey, I fucking got it. Just say, if somebody ever wants to just for old time's sake see how bad it is, I'll pull it out and let them fucking run it for like about 30 minutes before they give up. Like, nah, fuck this. I told you it was bad. But it's cool to have it like on that note, but it's like, it's fucking, yeah, it's just fucking horrible, man. So you got games like that. And of course the Iron Man, I have the Green Lantern. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Green Lantern game was in 3D.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you look it up, the Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern video game, it's crazy because it's a 2-player game and you could play one person is Sinestro and you're Green Lantern.
Okay.
But it's when Sinestro's still a good guy. So, I think he's like showing you the ropes and shit, and you get to make all these constructs with your ring and the whole shit. So, I own that, and then of course you had like Iron Man, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had a video game for all 3 of his movies.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember, I think he had a video game release And I think the last one, I think it didn't do, you know, I think all three of them didn't do that great. I know I owned the first one. The second one I don't own, but I seen somebody playing it, so I know it came out. And I think they released the third one. And you know, it's man, there's there's stuff out there, man.
And I'm seeing that people are asking questions about the Cocaine Bear. Did you want me to hit this article?
No. Let me.
Yeah.
What's up, Squeaker?
Yeah, Squeaker.
Oh, Squeaker's in the house.
Been a while.
Yeah, it's great to have her here. He says, I remember the first Duke Nukem played on PC. That's all I know from the franchise. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going way back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is.
Hail to the king, baby.
Huh. Cynthia Dildo wants to know what's the budget for a Cocaine Bear. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's in this article here, right? So I can hit this article here. This is from Variety, by a line by Rebecca Rubin. Box office Cocaine Bear sniffs up $23 million. Ant-Man 3 suffers massive drop, 69% drop. Okay, so Universal horror comedy Cocaine Bear blew past box office projections, earning an impressive $23 million from its 3,534 North American theaters in its opening weekend. The blood-splattered animal adventure landed in second place on domestic charts behind Disney's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quaalude Mania, which all but collapsed on its sophomore outing. Ant-Man 3 managed to remain in first place, given its huge $106 million opening, but the comic book installment is suffering from negative word of mouth, it added $32.2 million from 4,345 venues and its second weekend of release, marking a brutal 69% decline from its debut. Now, Quaalude Mania holds the, and I couldn't read it before when I was reading it, a distinction of the biggest week-to-week drop in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, including Thor: Love and Blunder, which fell 67%, Black Widow, which plunged 67.8%, while debuting simultaneously on Disney+, and The Eternals, which fell 62% after equally bad reviews. Globally, the movie has generated $364 million, including $167 million domestically and $196 million internationally.
Wow.
Now, Elizabeth Banks directed Cocaine Bear, which earned another $5.3 million at the international box office for a global debut of $28.4 million. The movie, which was budgeted at roughly around $35 million, so I was off by 10, for Universal Cocaine Bear, is another win for original ideas following its killer doll movie Meghan Markle and Poor Little Harry, which became a surprise hit to the tune of $170 million globally, and that was about a $14 million budget, if I remember right, for that one. It's an outrageous comedy that absolutely delivers on its premiere, says Jim Orr, Universal President of Domestic Distribution. Of course he's going to say that. People were ready to see something over the top. Moviegoers were mixed on Cocaine Bear, giving the film a B- cinema score. Inspired by the true story about a drug-running plane crash, the wildly R-rated Cocaine Bear follows the residents of a small town who tried to escape a 500-pound black bear that ingests a duffel bag of blow. I love how they put that. That's almost poetry. Audiences tend to be tough after being grossed out, says David A. Gross, how apropos, who runs the movie consulting firm Franchise Entertainment Research. Yet, that didn't deter patrons from buying tickets. Horror comedies benefit from the outrages, and this story of an accidentally cocaine-crazed bear is wacko, he adds. No shit, Sherlock. The third place, Lionsgate religious drama, Jesus Revolution, put projections to shame by debuting at $15.5 million. from 2,475 theaters. Heading into the weekend, the movie was expected to only earn $6 to $7 million, so basically over half projection. Faith-based audience, 59 were female and 89% were 25 or older. Were charmed by Jesus Revolution, bestowing the film a rare A+ cinema score from I Can Only Imagine filmmakers, the Irwin brothers, and their company Kingdom Companies. Take 8. Kingdom Story Company. There, we got it. The $15 million budgeted movie follows a youth minister and a pastor as they partake in the evangelical Christian movement that swept Southern California in the early 1970s. I believe Kelsey Grammer's in that movie.
Yeah.
And Paul Dirigible, a senior ComScore analyst, says there is a massively underserved fan base audience with faith-based audiences. With Jesus Revolution, Kingdom Story Company hit another home run in their partnership with Lionsgate and have created quite a fruitful business model for releasing these types of films to an enthusiastic and faithful fan base. Of course, Avatar, Way of the Water, and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. They rounded out at 4 and 5. James Cameron's Avatar sequel added $4.7 million from 2,495 venues on its 11th week. Is now the 9th highest grossing movie in North America with $665.4 million. Overseas, it has generated $1.6 billion with a B, bringing it globally $2.267 billion. So, wow. There's a lot of money. However, you have Puss in Boots: The Last Wish that was been out for 10 weeks. It was behind with $4.1 million from 2,840 locations on its 10th weekend. So so far, chugging along, it looks like domestically it's 173 million domestically and 442 million worldwide. And of course, then they start talking about last year, and but we're looking for. Let's see. Overall, the weekend box score is encouragingly ahead of last year's tally by 47%, according to ComScore. You have Creed 3 coming out. You have Scream 4 coming out. You have Shazam! Fury of the Gods coming out. You have John Wick Chapter 4, Poor Dog coming out. So, but notice what all those are is basically, basically they're sequels and superhero films that are sequels.
Well, they're all sequels. I will say this: I did see the trailer for the John Wick one. That looks good. Mm-hmm. I have not seen the trailer for Creed, but from what I've heard from other people, it actually looks good. The guy who plays Kang is the antagonist in Creed, and I guess he's swole as hell. He got really big for that movie. But honestly, I find that first sentence hilarious. It's like, overall, the weekend box office is encouragingly ahead of last year's tally by 47%. No duh. People were still kind of locked down back then.
Well, yeah.
Telling people they can't go to the theater kind of has a negative effect on the theaters, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It really, really does. But I'm sure the streaming went up.
Well, we'll never know because they don't give us the numbers for that.
Oh, yeah, they won't. And if they do, they lie. I mean,
right.
I'm sorry. Did I accuse them of lying? They lie. But yeah, it's kind of impressive that, again, you have a film that wasn't made for much money, $35 million, and it's going out there. I think, I have to confess, when I first saw the previews for this film, I thought there was some Cracked did a comedy bit or something like that, making fun of the horror films and such. It's like, you gotta be shitting me. This is a real film? Okay, I want to see it. So I really hope it's good.
Yeah, I mean, and again, don't go into it with these extreme expectations, and it'll probably be entertaining.
Oh yeah, my extreme expectation is I'm going to be going to a movie where I can check my brain out for the next hour and a half while eating popcorn. I don't think that's too a high expectation.
and Chuckle as a wound up bear mauls people and rips their body parts off.
Yeah. And maybe I should go in there after having a 6-pack, eh?
I don't know, man. Going to the movies on anything alcoholic and or drug related is probably a bad idea. I did that once. I took some shrooms and went to see Fantasia.
What the hell would you do that for?
Oh boy, was that fun!
I can't imagine. That's why all the stoners and such were infatuated with that film in the 60s.
Well, the animators were fucking stoned.
Yeah, that's what people they were calling it, Disney on drugs.
Yeah, it's trippy. Like when the mushrooms start to dance, I fucking yelled out, "Look at the shrooms!" like out loud. And I mean, of course, fucking, it's a midnight showing, so the only people in there are adults. There's no kids in this at midnight, and everybody in the theater was just like dying laughing because I'm like amazed by the shrooms. I can only imagine that they were probably drunk or on something as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is a trippy film, that's for sure.
Man, just to own it, like I owned I think if I'm not mistaken, it's like the Volt edition of that. Like it's
right.
It's just cool to have, man. But I tell you what, when you it's like digitally remastered and everything, so when you and it's uncut, like it's the original deal, and
the
just
original movie,
yeah, and just to when you see it like go across your screen with the music and everything, like I said, remastered, everything's sound is great. Yo, that shit is, have a little drink, a little, and you know what I'm saying? You like, oh shit, yeah, you smoke a little something, and
The other one you gotta do is, and I know it's on YouTube somewhere. You have to watch Wizard of Oz with the
the 85, the 1985.
Right. No, I'm talking the one with the Pink Floyd soundtrack later.
Yeah, the original film with Pink Floyd. Yeah,
it's
Far Side of the Moon, I believe.
Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay, because I remember watching the 85 version. Smoking on Lil Green, and that shit was wild.
Well,
that's because it was made by Disney.
Yeah, that's Return to Oz.
Yeah, the Return to Oz. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the one I'm talking about is the original cut of the movie with Dark Side of the Moon laid over top. If you start the audio, granted on YouTube it does it itself, but if you're trying to do it at home on your own, you mute the TV and you start playing the album right at the third growl of the lion, and it matches all the way to the end perfectly. So the whole album will finish at the point where the credits start to roll.
Wow.
Yeah, and they've asked Pink Floyd about that, both Roger Waters and David Gilmour, and they're like, no, we weren't thinking of that at all. And they're like, it's exactly the same length. And there are specific points in the movie where when the music hits and lyrics come up, they match what's going on the screen. You're telling me you had no idea? No, we didn't plan that.
Well, cut them some slack. It's not that they had no idea. I mean, they probably don't even remember. They don't remember.
Oh shit!
Woke up in the morning and said, "What's all this, Mike?" And it's like, "Oh, it looks like we wrote something. Okay, let's do it."
Yeah, it's trippy. And that and the each one of the songs. Of course, it's a great album on top of that. So it's and especially if you're smoking, it's definitely a really good album when you're smoking.
I can't say I have.
Low Spec. What, my man? Look at you.
Yeah.
Dark Side.
Oh yeah, Yellow Submarine. That's a weird film.
Yeah, it's the Dark Side of Oz.
Huh.
Dark Side.
But yeah, everything he's saying is accurate. Like you drop the needle on the record as the lion roars, and then it's he says when it goes from black and white to color, you get the money sound, the song Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ching ching ching.
And there you go for next year when you have Toys for Tots. Buy a bunch of these and put it in there for the kids.
Right. I mean, at this point, Funko Pops are just for adults anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know a lot of people who have kids that have Funko Pops for the kids. Like they have Funko Pops for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I know a lot of people that when they buy the Funko Pops, you know, they got kids, but it ain't for the kids.
Yeah, because they're still in their boxes. They're up on a shelf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Exactly.
they're not. Yeah, they're not out in the open.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Funko Pop, so whoever wants mine, they can have that. I don't mean to be. It's just not my thing. But even though I'm looking at one that's on the on a shelf over here that my daughter.
What you got?
What is it? It's Witchy Poo. Witchy Poo from HR's Puff and Stuff.
Oh,
I guess it's supposed to be a rare one or a limited one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like that.
The thing with Funko Pop that I don't mind, that I actually like the fact that they did, is they go to like these like extremely off center, like not well known entities, and then do Funko Pops for those either characters in a movie or comic book characters or what have you. And they've got some really oddball stuff, like you said, that Huff and Puff, or HR
Puff and Stuff, yeah.
Puff and Stuff, whatever.
Yeah, Witchy Poo, yeah. She's, actually, it's funny because the lady that played her, she was actually pretty fucking hot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look up the actress that played her, there was if you ever look at the first Sub-Leo Rose. Yeah, if you look at they had a movie that started off the show. And what's up, Glenzer? And it was actually pretty interesting. And Witchy Poo actually turned into an actual woman. Like from a witch to a woman in the 70s with the clothes, the bell bottoms and shit, to try to play a trick on Puff and Stuff, man, and the kid. And she started dancing and shit. She started doing like this go-go dance. Like I used to watch that shit, man. I own that shit. So I seen that shit for old time's sake, and I was like, I don't remember this, but I was like, damn, the actress. I was like, oh, whoa, hold up. I was like, wait a minute. I said, but back then, I was a kid, so I was just looking at the show for the show, but as an adult, shit, other things, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm looking at this website here. 20 rarest Funko Pop figures. Like, okay, Clockwork Orange, Glow in the Dark, the main character, Chase.
Right.
Mm-hmm. See here, Game of Thrones, Freddy. As Jamie Lannister. Let's see here. I don't know who Freddy Funko is. It must be one of their own characters.
Yeah.
There's a Stan Lee in a superhero outfit, but it's nondescript superhero outfit. It's just it kind of vaguely looks like Superman, but it's like there's an S, but it's different. It's for Stan Lee. Darth Maul, but the holographic one. So it's all blue, which is strange.
Okay.
Dumbo in clown paint. Boo Berry. The cereal. They have a Boo Berry vinyl figure Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Some of these are
yeah with Frankenberry and Count Chocula.
Yeah, Chocula that's metallic.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got kind of a shiny exterior. A gold Hopper from Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
Superman in a metallic outfit, so blue and red metallic. Silver Batman. Kind of strange.
You know, it's crazy. Everybody's saying all the Funko Pops that they got. I got, from what I remember, I have one. Only one. And I have the Golden Age Wonder Woman. Like the original Wonder Woman, with the skirt, from the, like, I guess her first iteration of how she looked like in during World War II. They made a Funko Pop out of that, and that's the only one I got.
Just to give you an idea how rare some of these are. The Clockwork Orange one that's glow in the dark, specifically the glow in the dark one, not the regular one, is $13,400 on average. That's insane.
And that's Witchy Poo, by the way, Billy Hayes.
But that's
okay.
But I don't think that's her when she was doing the show.
No, I think it's when she's a little bit older.
I was gonna say when she was doing the show. Yeah, I was about to say no, that ain't what I that's not who I saw. Who I saw, it was her during the show, and
I'm just kind of looking through her. All I'm seeing is the pictures of her older. So, and all the pictures I see. So, or she's in makeup, one of the two. So,
like I say, she did it for that one show where she actually she looked like a regular woman, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I was like, oh shit.
96 when she passed away in 2021. So.
Oh, she did?
Yep.
Hey, y'all don't look at me like that.
Leah Rose, the president of the Phil McCracken fan club. Just got to put that out there.
Yeah, she's awesome. Leah. There you go. I'd buy that Funko if it was made out of cocaine.
Well, I mean, and again, I got into this discussion with somebody on another video on YouTube about what dictates value. I mean, it's obviously if somebody's willing to pay the price, then the buyer is always the one who dictates what the value of something is.
Right.
You could list it at 10 grand, but if nobody's going to pay 10 grand, it's not worth 10 grand. The Booberry one I find interesting because it was a exclusive to, I think, a 2011 or 2012 Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
So there's only 24 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In total. Right. Anywhere in the world, there's only 24 of those. So rarity comes into play at that point. If there's only X number of something, then that's pretty much, how often you see them come up for sale is going to be pretty rare.
Right. And then what would they go for?
Well, the Booberry one.
Well, no, I'm talking about that one where the 24. You talk about there's only 24 at one time.
Yeah, that's the Booberry one. That's
the Booberry one. Oh, I didn't. Oh,
yeah. That's just a hair under $6,000. It's like 5,700, something like that.
Wow.
Kind of sad. No,
just imagine how much somebody paid for it at the Comic-Con, like something like that.
Well, it was a giveaway. It wasn't even a payout.
Oh, fuck. Then that's even
right. Like you couldn't just go and buy it.
Right.
It was 24 people won that.
Okay.
So then you'd have to find out of those 24 how many would be willing to give one up, and then it ends up being expensive.
Right. Damn.
But the reason the other one, the Clockwork Orange one, it was signed by. If you've ever, well, I'm sure both of you have seen Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
There's a voice, a narrator voice that's not McDowell.
Mm-hmm.
It was signed by the guy who did narration in the movie.
Okay.
So there's only one of those signed. Therefore, it's worth a ridiculous amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Mrs. is saying we can't afford it. Forget about it.
Well, I don't like Funko Pops, anyways.
Right. I do get a kick out of it, but like I was saying, like they pick some really weird IPs to go after and then produce Funko Pops, like Boo Berry. How many, like, even today, how many people have ever had Boo Berry cereal?
Man,
Like,
I just ate them shits during Halloween.
right.
Yeah.
And but see, that's the other thing. The company that it's General Mills, they only put it out in stores on Halloween. You have to order it from their website to get it any other time.
Right.
Right. So kids today, unless they, caught it on Halloween, have no idea what it is.
Mhm.
What the hell is that?
Well, actually, the way it goes is, they around, I say about August, September, it starts hitting the cereal aisles.
Right.
And then
that's for
actually,
like a month and a half or something like that.
right, yeah, about a month and a half, 2 months, it'll start hitting, and then you'll even see it displayed, all kind of shit, and then right the day after Halloween, you talking like November 1st, them shits will get marked down and put in the clearance.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could eat all them shits you want from the clearance aisle. So I gave y'all a little heads up. Yeah.
I've done that a few times, but
Yeah, because,
they go fast here. They go fast up here. I don't know.
Now the one I don't really fuck with is that Tutti Frutti Wolf or whatever the fuck he's called.
That one's even rarer.
Yeah,
because they don't always release that to the stores. It's like every third
I seen his ass this Halloween, and I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna fuck with not Tutti Frutti
enough,
Wolf.
Like I've had that one, and it's not much different than say Lucky Charms, just with different, like the marshmallows are just sugar, like they don't have a specific taste really,
right?
But it's like having those mushroom. Jesus, I need to get off the mushroom.
Oh shit!
It's like having the marshmallows in a bowl of like Fruit Loops,
right?
In a way, like it's okay.
Ooh. I don't know, man. Yeah, nowadays that sounds like overkill, man. I mean, I don't know. It's a little different when you're eating like, because I've had like Frankenberry, and it doesn't.
And
it doesn't. It's not as sweet as I remember it being.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, they backed off on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, so it's in and so it's kind of chocolate. I mean, I tried that along with blueberry, and it's like you could taste the flavor, but it just doesn't have that strong. Right.
You have to bite in one of the marshmallows to get as much of a flavor as possible. I agree. And blueberry is my favorite, man. I mean, I love that. No, I'd break down and have a Funko Blueberry, but I'm not going to pay an insane amount. It's only 24 in existence.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go to their website and order them, the boxes aren't any more expensive than you would see at the store.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the Funko Pop.
Oh, the Funko Pop, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's cool that they did it, but no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not that cool. But yeah, I actually had a buddy of mine's mom bought me 2 boxes of Blueberry as a Christmas gift one year. And I was just like, what the hell? Why did you buy me a gift? She's like, oh, no, just open it. Because we had months prior talked about cereal at some point, and I didn't even remember the conversation. And then I unwrap them, and I'm like, Blueberry. I started laughing my ass off. She's like, I remember our conversations. I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean,
yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, it was like $3.99 a box, and they were big boxes, so I mean, they were normal price, but it was something like $20 some in shipping, and I was like, oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Most definitely. So, do you want me to go on to this next story here, 24?
Sure.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And, then we can.
Sure, I'll start reading this. And, of course, get your blood pressure medicine out, everybody, because you're probably going to need it by the time this story is done. This is from the New York Post, dated today, by the way. And the article is by Isabel King, I believe is how you pronounce that name. James Bond's book scrubbed by sensitivity experts ahead of the 70th anniversary. So, it's a move that might leave some fans shaken. Ian Fleming's James Bond books have been rewritten with modern audiences in mind. The so-called sensitivity experts removing a number of racial references ahead of 007's 70th anniversary this spring, the Sunday Telegraph reported. The changes come as books by Ronald Dahl have also been scrubbed of potentially offensive language, including fat, like me, are ugly, again like me, characters, I'm not offended, and tweaked it so as to make the Oompa Loompas of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory gender neutral. I knew you were going to get a kick out of that one.
Holy shit, the Oompa Loompas?
Yeah,
no, not the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, not the Oompa Loompas, man. They're not,
man. Yo, I never even, like I heard of, I didn't think, oh no, shit. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fucking, holy shit. Fuck. All right, man. So
okay, so I'll continue on. All of Fleming's thrillers, from Casino Royale to Octopussy, they're going to have to change that name fast, will be re-released this spring after Ian Fleming Publication, the company that owns the library rights to Fleming's work, commissioned a review by sensitivity readers. And there's a rather handsome picture of the late Sir Roger Moore pointing the gun at you.
Oh, man, he was awesome, man.
Yeah, he was.
Damn, man.
So, the new version of the classic novels will include a disclaimer that reads, this book was written at a time when terms and attitudes which might be considered offensive by modern readers were commonplace. It adds a number of updates have been made to this edition while keeping as close as possible to the original text and the period in the period in which it is set. So, yeah, you're talking out of both ends of your ass there. Okay. In some cases, racial descriptions and mentions of the dreaded N-word have been completely scrubbed from the text, which Fleming wrote during the 50s and 60s. Since when has ninja been a bad word? Am I in trouble for saying ninja?
No.
Okay, I just
hold on. Before you continue.
Yeah.
How many times did Ian Fleming use the N-word?
You know, I think it's the one that ends in O, not ER, is what he might have used. In other words, the actual, how you'd say it in Spanish.
Right.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But that's even then, is that even considered wrong?
Well, go downtown and go down one of the alleys where they're playing the bones and say the word and see how long until you're running out the alley. They don't like that word either. A lot of them. It's not they don't want to be associated with any one of those two words, even though the one has a college fund named after it.
Right.
So it's like, well, then it can't be bad, especially if we're giving the help. Never mind. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out too hard. So,
Sentient, man. He's like, I checked with the black community in 007. In fact, has an N-word pass.
I would figure he would. I really would.
It's yeah, man. What's up?
This is
315.
This is James freaking Bond, for crying out loud. He can have any path.
But the thing is, it's like, it's always good to see shit in his natural form. I mean, if you want to put
disclaimer,
something like that, then that's different. But and even then, I'm not good with that bullshit. But it is what it is. But if the disclaimer should have been enough. But once you start trying to alter someone's original vision or whatever, whether it's art or a story that was written or whatever, it's it ain't once you do that, it's not in its original state anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's not the words he used.
Right.
Exactly. And there might have been an exact reason why that word was used, even though it was offensive to you. It's like, quit being reactionary and focus on what was being written about.
I mean,
and on top of that, like, they're only giving you that as one example. Mm-hmm. What other shit was changed? Oh. Like, are you going to start like completely changing whole chapters because he decided to bed some rando female?
Yeah. You know what? I'm glad you asked, because we're going to get into the crux of it now and help answer that question. How's that sound? So, in the novel Dr. No, 1958, criminals escaping from Bond became gangsters, and the race of a doctor and immigrations officer now goes unmentioned. The ethnicity of a barman in Thunderball, 1961, is also omitted, as is the race of the butler in Quantum of Solace, 1959. So now they've gone out there and started whitewashing characters in the book and taking away description.
Or blank washing.
Yeah, blank washing. There we go. Yeah. Revisions to the Bond books depends on the market, and American edits include toned-down sex scenes in modified racial references and Live and Let Die. Okay, so there you go.
So now they're just taking sections completely out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it keeps on going, folks. While some depiction of black people have been reworked, other antiquated references remain. For instance, the racial terms Bond uses to refer to Asian people and his unfavorable view of the Korean character Oddjob will stay. Well, yeah, there's a reason why he didn't like Oddjob.
They don't care about Asian.
Yeah, they don't. Well, I was biting my tongue. Thank you. I'm glad you said it, not me.
I'll say it.
Go ahead.
About Asians.
As will his remarks about the sweet tang of rape and homosexuality being a stubborn disability, according to the Telegraph.
Stubborn disability. I'm going to use that from now on. I'm gay. No. You just have a stubborn disability. Sure, that'll go over well.
Oh, yeah, like a lead balloon. Ian Fleming Publication says, we reviewed the text of the original Bond books and decided our best course of action was to follow Ian's lead. Yeah, it's going to get better here. We have made changes to Live and Let Die that he himself authorized.
Really?
Following Ian's approach, we look at the essences of several racial terms across the books and remove a number of individual words, or else swap them for terms that are more acceptable today, but in keeping with the time period in which the books were written. That's an oxy-fucking-moron, you moron! We encourage people to read the books for themselves when the new paperbacks are published. How about no?
Yeah, I mean...
To be honest, they're better off buying it used from a used bookstore, buying the originals and get them cheaper and be done with it.
Right. Just get the books now if there's any new ones that haven't been polluted yet. But one of the pluses on there, of course, they mentioned in this article, but they didn't follow through with it. If you notice, because there's no such thing as real journalists, just hacks. The Ronald Dahl situation. The publisher now has announced that no, we're not going to change this problematic language after basically they were piled on from people around the world, including the publishers of these books in the languages of Japan and Japanese, and I can't remember what the other one, but other publishers of the translated books were coming after them, so they backed down on that. So if you're a James Bond fan, it's time for you to start screaming the bloody murder as well. And one of the problems I humbly think might be is, as we're talking before, Roger Moore and such, and some of the Roger Moore stuff was kind of silly. People look at Roger Moore or Daniel Craig or these guys as James Bond, not realize that the book James Bond is a pretty harsh, cold-hearted bastard. There's really nothing likable, and Ian Fleming even made that known. I don't want this character popular. I mean, not popular, but I mean, a good person.
Right. There's a reason. Like his job dictated how he needed to act. Like you don't have a lot of really nice assassins out there. Not unless they're trying to kill you and want to get close.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, I mean,
my bigger thing with this is I find it funny, like how many new readers out there would be buying Bond books now?
Mm-hmm. Right. Or even wait for the Senate for the 70. Even wait for this 70th anniversary scrubbing bullshit to sit there and say, I'm gonna spend how much you think one of these new books would be, like $15-$20?
Oh, I'm sure. Because
all right, so I'm gonna wait till you for you to scrub the material for the 70th anniversary, so I can spend $20 when I can spend 2 or 3, buy it in fucking either paperback or hardcover, maybe 3 or 4 for the hardcover, and own that shit.
Right.
Well, and on top of it, like my point was, for those who are into Bond and are into reading and into Bond, they've already bought the books. They already have their versions, their original versions. So, like, how much money are they thinking they're going to get out of this? Like, hey, we fixed it, guys. Now you can go buy it.
Yeah.
The people they're fixing it for would never read Bond in the first place.
Oh, exactly. And how does Ian Fleming have done approved revisions to Live and Let Die when I think he died just before the first Bond film came out?
Right.
Right. And so that's 1963.
I have no idea.
Wow.
I mean, I can only think, like, maybe at some point in time before he passed, somebody may have said something about the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, the language in this, especially if they're, you're talking like 60, 61, 62, prior to 63, you're starting to lead into the mid 60s and rights and stuff like that. Yep. Somebody may have said something to him, and offhanded he went, "Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably a little too strong."
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that was his quote unquote approval.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, man, about the 60s, 70s, that's like really when social awareness was really like starting to really kind of take off, and people were really starting to really look into shit or check stuff out, and people wanted to get down to the bottom of the find out the truth, get down to the bottom of some shit.
Right.
I mean, it was kind of birthed what the fuck is going on now, but now it's kind of out of hand with some things, but that's a different story. But I mean, but even then, he during the changing of the times, of course he gets to hear back about what people think after a while, and he was like, yeah, I guess, I
Yeah, I think it was
and that different. Yeah, you know,
right around the 50th anniversary. I got everything, all the DVDs in the sets that they were selling, and they had 3 sets, and you had to buy all 3 sets to get all the movies.
Oh, actually,
the way they boxed them is they mixed each one of the series up. So you get, if you bought one box, you get a couple of Sean Connery, a couple of Roger Moore,
right,
and like one, you know, the Timothy Dalton 2 movies or whatever.
Right.
So you had to get all 3 to like get all of the Connery, all of the Roger Moore, and then all of the rest.
Right.
And that was before Roger Craig.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't have the Roger Craig ones. I only have up to the last what's his face?
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan, yeah.
You mean Daniel Craig?
No, I don't.
No,
Daniel Craig, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name, Daniel Craig. But yeah, and out of the Daniel Craig ones, the only one I would want to own is the first one, Casino Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, the other ones I watched, but they were at best.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, again, this is just my opinion, Casino Royale, when you talk about how the books were and how kind of prickly the Bond character was in the books,
Mm-hmm.
the only scene in honestly any of the movies that takes that tone is the beginning of Casino Royale, where he fights the guy in the bathroom and kills him, and then ends up in that dude's office, and he's like, "Oh, they sent you to kill me or whatever," and he says, "They say it's the first one is always the hardest," and he just pulls the trigger and goes, "Yep."
Yeah, that's about right for the literary.
Right, exactly. But then, of course, it kind of dissipates from there and goes back into regular Bond, movie Bond.
Yeah. Be interesting if they actually did a Bond film actually like the book and not,
Yeah, but I think they wanted to, because they never actually did Casino Royale as a movie up until that point. There was the fake one with Peter Sellers,
right?
David Niven,
and all that. Yeah. And I think that was a bit of a thorn in the side for the Broccolis. They didn't like the fact that one book got away from them and ended up being parodied before it was ever actually done as a proper movie.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the other one too is having that ambiguous language on Thunderball, which was remade as Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, and that I don't even that was weird. That whole scenario behind that movie was fucked up.
But you had Christopher Walken.
No,
I think he was in that one.
Walken was in not Living Daylights. The other one. God, what the hell was the name of that movie? Somebody in the chat will say it.
Of course, probably Dildo.
You need to want the Quantum Solace, right?
No, with
no. Oh, we're talking about the Never Say Never Again.
No, it wasn't Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, we're talking about the Bond film. Oh no, we're talking about Casino Royale.
Well, no, the one with what's his face, more cowbell. That dude.
Oh, Christopher Walken. Yeah, that's right.
Walken.
That's what we're talking. Yeah, I was just taking a look what was in Never Say Never Again in
View to a Kill. That's what it was.
View to Kill. There we go. Max von Sydow, I think, was the bad guy in Never Say Never.
View to a Kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And honestly, the only reason I remember that one was because Duran Duran did the fucking title.
Oh,
song.
yeah. They should have did that. Yeah. That fucking song was awesome, too.
Yep.
Yup.
Of course, Kim Basinger was also in Never Say Never Again.
Yeah. I don't know.
And Rowan Atkinson, he was in there.
Right.
Blackadder, Blackadder.
I watched that movie I think once, and never went back because it was too old. Connery playing a character he wanted to get away from.
Yeah, he went. Lazenby came in, and they say, "No, Sean Keith, please come back."
Well, but that was well after that. Roger Moore was already Bond at that point.
Oh no, but I was saying though that Sean Connery quit the role. George Lazenby did On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and he only lasted that one film. The next film that came after was Sean Connery again, and I can't remember that was his last one. Yeah. And then of course he had Roger Moore, and in 1983 is when he had The Year of Two Bonds.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole Lazenby thing was just a contract dispute.
Yeah.
Connery wanted more money the first time. They weren't willing to pay him because honestly, he hadn't really done a ton of stuff other than Bond up till that point. Granted, he made them a ton of money with Bond as being Bond. He wanted to make more. They didn't want to pay him, so he disappeared. They had Lazenby come in, and then he came back after they were like, "Yeah, we need you to do this."
Yeah,
and they paid him. But then even after that, when he finally actually retired, he just said, I'm going to end up typecast, and I don't want to be typecast, and blah blah blah. And he said some pretty nasty things. But he was, Connery. So
yeah, Sean Connery. I'll take S Swords for 100, Alex.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he was a aggressive individual. There's no denying that at all. But it's just, again, 24 has been preaching from the time on the mountaintops there. Get your physical copies, get them now, and if you have to, go to the used bookstores or such for the stuff. Because why do you want to spend money to have them insult you? They hate. Yeah. I mean, you're buying a book, and basically they're already showing their contempt towards you, especially with the little disclaimers. It's like, excuse me, if you're an adult and you're buying an Ian Fleming book, if you're shocked, it's time to go back home and live in the basement with mommy's place again.
What I do find funny is this only mentions the Fleming books. What about the books that were written after that?
Yeah.
And how are those writers being dealt with? Because I can imagine some of those writers are like, "You're not touching my fucking book."
Yeah, because I think they're still all, pretty well alive.
I think so. Yeah, they won't be able to do anything to them until those guys pass away.
Yeah, and, actually, that's when a lot of it gets. That's when a lot of people either, what it is, they wait till the folks pass away, and they try to fight their families for the,
right,
for all that shit, or, basically they end up being so big to where it's like the family doesn't have any chance in hell to fight against this fucking corporate monster, with throwing lawyers left and right. And has like an endless amount of money to keep people in court to fucking, run it out until they can't, they can't keep, the court costs going anymore.
Right.
So there's all that. So, one way or the other, sometimes these people get screwed, they fight to begin with, but they don't have the money or the resources to continue to fight, and then that's where a lot of people lose their rights to their shits. And that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating, but like I said, I've got all my stuff socked away, so I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, I know. Shit. Yeah, and that's that's why it's always best to go out there and just get it yourself. I mean, even Oh, they're starting to censor the Muppets, you know. But
Yep.
before they did that, you can still buy Muppet shit that's uncensored. You know, using that for an example.
Yeah.
You know, just something so simple as that. You know, its own company's fucking them over. You know, so it's like you have that too. Sometimes it's either the SJWs or it's the the own company or the own the creator of the property that's trying to censor his own shit. Oh yeah, I created this 30 years ago.
With
but now,
the Muppets, Jim Henson's dead. So
yeah,
and that IP has been sold off to Disney anyway. So
well, that was his son hated it from what I understand.
Yeah,
the Muppets.
So it was like
sold.
So he fucking sold it to distance himself from it, and I'm like, damn, you just never gave. I don't know, man. If Henson, it wouldn't even be Sesame Street, man.
If you think about it now, and I'm not one to believe every rumor I hear, but stuff out there about Jim Henson wasn't always pretty when it came to his home life.
No.
So the son maybe associated the Muppets and Sesame Street with the fact that his dad was a dick. It's possible, and he didn't want it around anymore, didn't want to deal with it, And on top of that, I don't think his son was into that. Like, he didn't want to be working with dad doing Muppet shit.
Oh, I stepped in some Muppet shit.
Hey, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Like,
I know.
Like, okay, like, did you follow your dad's footsteps into the same business he did?
No.
Most of us don't. Yeah, like most of us don't do that.
Oh yeah, I was just being a jackass. But yeah, that's just it. I mean, just because, one of the things Lucas said he sold Star Wars to is none of his kids seemed interested in doing anything with it.
Right, and they're probably not even in the business.
No. And it's like, oh my, it's like over that now it's been destroyed.
Well, yeah.
Well, he did do that one movie that he went completely against the grain, man.
Which one?
Melissa McCarthy and the Puppet.
The fuck was that?
Oh, well, that's not a Lucas movie, is it?
No, it's Brian Henson.
Oh, Brian Henson. Oh yeah, Brian Henson. Yeah, Brian Henson kind of followed in the same.
Like he had like puppets fucking and
yeah. Oh, I know,
all over the place and doing all kind of wild shit.
Yeah, I remember that film when it came out. When it came out, it caused a little bit of a hoopla.
Oh shit, New Bomb, you never seen that shit?
If it had her in it, no. This is interesting. This says, I'm looking at his wiki, and it says he still is chairman of the Jim Henson Company.
Brian? Yeah.
Well, I thought he sold it.
Well,
it's under Disney.
Right. Well, there was also a little bit of a situation they had. What was it, in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, where Disney thought they owned the Muppets.
Okay.
But it wasn't. But it was brought to light. No, you don't own the Muppets. It's just an agreement we have with each other here, and that was the first time where they had that.
And of course, releasing of the movies and that,
and in various other
it sounds like was it like a distribution?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And so, where was I going with that?
Well, I just found it odd because I thought, like, the parent company for Jim Henson Company.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess it must be kind of the same thing of it being like I'm not sure if you would say Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
But somebody that I guess he still has a position, even though it's bought out by Disney. He still has a position in the Muppets.
which might have been in the stipulation of the company being sold. That I'm still in charge
Right.
until whatever time, which is not unheard of. Stuff like that has happened.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
It was actually sold twice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a German company that had it first.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it went up for sale in 2001,
That's when
Disney got involved. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in February of 2004, Henson sold the Muppets and Bear in the Big Blue House to the Walt Disney Company, who subsequently formed the Muppet Studio. And the term Muppet, of course, is copyrighted.
Yep. Because that was something he came up with.
Yeah, all this is separate. Yeah, so he's okay. So he's no longer involved with it. That wiki needs to be updated.
Yeah.
Hey, take it easy, Lord Dolph.
Oh, take care. Take care.
But yeah, that's interesting. And he's oddly enough, he's married to Mia Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's
And right, that's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That chick.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting,
Well, not bad, I guess.
right?
You lost out, man.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
you're a little behind
that,
on it.
you know, like I said, that movie, shit, it took, it like, hell, the puppets in that movie, man, they look like puppets you would see in the Muppets,
Right.
or in Sesame Street, and he had them doing all kind of like he didn't give a fuck.
The Happy Time Murders. That's
Yeah,
right.
that one, the Happy Time Murders, man, that shit there, dude.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it even turns Avenue Q up on his head.
Dude, that shit is the way he got them fucking and do man shit. The Happy Time Murders. If y'all ain't never watched that, man, go watch that shit, boy. I tell you, if you want to see,
Felt on Felt.
man, I'm telling you, shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get past Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, she has become rather insufferable.
She was always insufferable.
Yeah.
No, actually, but in that movie, it's like they have her like it's different, man. It's like it's on some old like hood cop shit. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. You got to see that shit, man.
Yeah, all I've seen is
It's
the
different.
preview.
Like, and then plus with all the cursing and the fucking and all the
Mhm.
extra shit, it's like it's kind of hood too. It's weird. I thought it was funny as fuck. I like it because it's so different. It kind of reminds me like of animated, like a puppet, Fritz the Cat.
Yeah, there we go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like a Fritz the Cat, but with puppets. So I was like, shit, okay, I'm good with that.
I wonder if Melissa McCarthy got any felt burns. Ew! Poor new mom.
Burns.
Some felt burns some places. Yeah. Hey, I tried, okay?
No, you're
Good.
good.
I tried hard for you guys, man.
Well, shit. But yeah, man, that's I tell you what, man. I know Jim Henson, man. He's probably rolling in his grave right now too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think. They've been a little more merciful to the Muppets than the other properties, but they pulled some Connecticut
I
from
wouldn't
bullshit.
say that. I wouldn't.
Well, I know. I mean, there's been.
I've made videos in the last like 2 or 3 years
Mhm.
on different shit they were doing that just completely. Every now and then something happens and it's like it's totally fucked up, man.
Oh yeah, but at least there's some redemptive stuff they've done. So not much.
I mean, the thing is it's always best to grab your old school.
Yep.
you know, get everything all the way up to that first Muppet Disney movie.
Oh God.
The one
I still have
Jason Segel.
I still have the glasses that you could get from Burger King when that movie came out. Remember, like the Star Wars glasses that you could get?
Yeah.
You had Star glasses. Well, they did that again for the Muppet movie. So there's four. I have those 4 glasses, and they're Muppet movie glasses. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you like the movie?
The original Muppet movie? I was a kid. Of course I did. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I grew up with Sesame Street. I grew up with watching the Muppet Show. So yeah, of course I did. They started to get a bit long in the tooth as you get older, but you know, I think they kind of dipped in the well a few too many times.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, like I say, my kids are just, daughter's 15, son's 18, so, they just got out of checking out the Muppets full, on full blast just a few years ago, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, but it rocked in our household for a while, man, and so it was definitely the alternative to everything else that was out.
You don't
right
like Baby Shark?
Huh?
You don't like Baby Shark?
do.
Right. All right. This is that short that I tweeted out to James Gunn. I just want to get your guys' opinion on this. Oh, and just, to plug the guy. Antonis, for his last name, Philaditis, I guess.
Right.
But check this out. I think you're going to like it. Can you hear it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
They called me
This is all animated.
Kryptonian, man of steel. But I'm a man from Kansas. A man who once believed in something. They called me God. But gods cheat death, don't they? And I couldn't bring back the ones I needed most. The ones I loved the most are just memories now. Called me a hero once. But now I hide from their cries in the vacuum. See their faces now, hero. They counted on you. She counted on you. But there is another name I go by. The name she called me. It was good. And instead, I used it as a mask to hide from the world when they needed me most. Do they still need that man of steel? They still believe in the Kryptonian. I will give them a reason to believe again. Open your eyes, Clark. Look at them, Clark, as they once looked at you. Rage against loss, against fear, against those who've been denied.
Damn.
Yeah. Make this a movie. Shut up, take my money.
Give them hope that when they look to the sunrise, the Superman will be there.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
I love that he's wearing that uniform.
Yeah, that's a Kingdom. It was based off of Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now two things. A, it was completely fan made, so independent, no money involved from DC or anything. Secondly, it was made in Unreal Engine 5, which is a game engine.
Yep.
And as old man says, he's like, now that's some CGI. That's not even CGI. That's like, it's like creating assets for a game and then filming it.
Right.
It's nuts. But yeah, I seen that and I was just like, why isn't this a thing? And that's why I tweeted it to fucking dipshit James Gunn, like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, you keep flapping your jaw about Superman. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I hope that guy continues because that had to have taken a very long time to create. And I mean, he's got a number of people working on it, but like, Jesus, I would hope he decides to continue and make other scenes.
Yeah.
Because if you look at his channel, he's got a bunch of other stuff on there too, from IPs I don't recognize.
Actually, that looked pretty good. I like everything about it.
Yeah, and like the facial expressions,
right?
The point where he turns from the empty or the graves of his parents, and he turns and it turns red in the background. That's very almost the rotoscope Superman animations from like, what was it, the 40s and 50s?
Yeah, was it Fleischman?
The Fleischman ones, yeah. So it's that, you know, distinct color in the background with just his silhouette and stuff like that. Yeah, that's crazy. But yet still including the where he's holding Lois and he's shooting his beams up into the sky and then like rotation around that. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
I would love to see a Superman film looking like that. Definitely.
Yo, it's sentient.
So they should make a female Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle version, right, Turk? You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We talked about that last week. Where were you?
Yeah.
Well, no, there's a reason he's bringing it up. I laid into Matt on Friday because, like, okay, so we covered that last Sunday,
right?
And we went, read the articles, and went, okay, it's the comic book version, blah blah blah. And Matt tried to do it on Friday, and of course, you know, I don't want to say negative things about others, but his panel wasn't exactly, well, his panel is his panel. I'll leave it at that. Right. And they all immediately were like, oh my God, they're going to make a movie with female turtles. And they started going off about this. And I'm like, did you read the article? No. Motherfucker, read the article.
Right.
Like they spent like 20 some odd minutes talking about a movie that's never going to happen, that doesn't exist. They just read the headline and ran with it. And it's like, oh, guys, like, if we're going to report on this stuff, like, do it appropriately.
Read the bloody article.
Right. You know, do your research first before you even bother to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, all for rage. For nothing.
Rage for nothing.
But yeah, no, I called Matt a dumb motherfucker that night. So
Oh,
I'm sure he's pretty pissed at me. But it is what it is.
it's usually determined with Deerman when it's directed at me.
No, that was definitely directed at Matt. Because, yeah, it's not something to say on air. I'll leave it alone.
Mm.
Oh no, low spec.
Uh-oh.
What? So did you see that Ruben video I clipped together? No, I have not. I know Ruben was mad as hell though.
Mm.
Yeah, there was all kinds. Like if you want to figure out what was going on, go ahead and go back and watch Matt's stream. There's all kinds of shit happening.
Sounds like a party.
No.
I was being facetious, but
Yeah, fun was not being had, especially at on Ruben's end. He was mad. I think he was more mad than I was.
wow.
Yeah. Yes, Ruben got pissed off. Like he got so mad he clammed up. Quiet. Which is odd for Ruben because he likes to talk.
Wow.
Huh.
But anyway, moving on.
Moving on. I don't know. It sounds like 24 already did move on.
Right?
No, I'm here.
Walking away.
I'm here. No, I was just thinking like, man, I gotta go attend to something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
I know we've been on for almost 2 hours.
2 hours. Time's fun when you're having flies. I tell you
I
what.
know. There you go. Shit. Tell you what, man. Anybody got anything y'all want to plug in?
No, just make it quick and easy. Other than the fact that every Sunday right here, plus I got Pop Talk Sundays and Wednesdays. So there, in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think after once I get settled in my schedule and get into a groove, since I ended up picking up a PS5 to play Gran Turismo, I might do some more videos with Gran Turismo 5, maybe. Problem is to get the feed from a PS5 into the computer, I need a few things.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. But I can't use my current steering wheel on the PS5 because the wheel's too old. So that's a whole nother investment.
Oh shit.
You know, and if I'm gonna get a new wheel, no point in getting the same but newer. You know, I need to upgrade, and of course, that's pricey.
$10,000 later, I got my gaming computer.
Oh,
But no. When you said 10,000, I was like, wow, you're pretty accurate for a proper sim rig,
right.
seat, pedals, wheel, gear shift, the whole shot. You're not that far off.
I'm not doubting.
Yeah, 10 grand for a proper direct drive, like full setup. Yeah, somewhere between 8 and 10, depending on how you option everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's lesser out there, but you know, I've been watching reviews and seeing where that goes. So we'll see. But other than that, I probably will still be lingering around on Sundays. I may be a bit tired, but I'll be awake.
You might be cranky, folks.
Yeah. I just have to sort out, you know, as long as I get my sleep, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just need to figure out okay, come home Sunday morning and go right to bed, get up and then do the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this one knocking at my door. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm good. Oh, well, I'll be right back.
I'm turning on live PD right now. Don't you hate that when they come knocking during your show? So that's what we're looking at here, folks. For all of us, I can't wait to hear the adventures that New Bomb's going to have with his hooking his what's it, PS4. You said?
What's that?
What did you have?
Sorry,
You said PS4.
PS5.
5.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks because the wheel I have when I bought it, it was PC compatible and PlayStation compatible. But when I bought it, that was PlayStation 3 and 4.
Right.
And now it doesn't work on the 5 at all. It doesn't even recognize it. So it's like, and technically there is an item I can get that I can plug into. It's like a little box that converts it. I could plug it into that and then plug it into the PS5 and it would function, but it would lose some of its functionality.
Okay.
Like, certain buttons wouldn't work and whatever. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather just have a proper wheel. And I know there are wheels out there now that will function on everything. PC, PlayStation, and Xbox all in one package.
Oh. Well, that's awful. I think they're trying to learn that it's just easier to try to do it that way.
Well, I mean, they like having proprietary shit. It's typical.
Yeah. Well, the EU kind of crushed apples on that one when it comes to those charging cords. Now they have to use the C series because they
got people got angry with them, so they ended up changing it to a more common plug so that normal chargers will work on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that my old what was it? Samsung Note 3?
Okay.
Had a proprietary plug to it that only worked on Notes and only 2 versions of the Notes. And it was like, And of course, if it broke, then you had to go find one because not everybody carried it.
Nope.
But yeah, now mine uses a C, just like most everything else.
Yeah, my Samsung has that too. I got an old S10 Plus, so.
Yeah, I don't even have that. I forget what this one is. It's
with a terabyte of memory.
Yeah, barely enough to keep it functioning.
Well, no, actually, I still have a lot of space on my storage on here for 1 terabyte.
Storage or RAM?
Storage.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the high memory one, but I bought this phone when they're phasing them out. So it doesn't matter what size capacity that you had for storage, it was all the same price. And I thought, well, the hell with it, I'll go for the terabyte one. Right. At the time, I thought, I'm just being, it's like this is a kind of a joke, but why not? It's the same price, might as well go that way. Now that I'm using this to film videos, it's like, oh yeah, I can see how they're going to fill that stuff up fast.
Oh yeah, those files get big quick.
So now I'm happy I have it.
All right.
I think we're done.
I just was wondering if it was going to be Officer Smith that we'd be hearing from the other side.
Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't no Officer Smith. No. It wasn't no shit like that. No, I'm good. But
they didn't get my phone call down there.
Nah, man.
I was gonna say,
man.
Does your guy deliver?
Nah, it ain't nothing like that.
I was thinking.
Right? Stuff like that. What was that movie with Chappelle?
Oh yeah. You talking about damn.
Oh, I can't even think of the name of it. Where they were doing the delivery service.
Yeah, man, that was I can't believe I
Half Baked. There we go.
Half Baked. There we go.
Yeah, that was some good shit right there, man.
Mhm.
But nah, that wasn't. It wasn't nothing like that. I wish, but nah, not at all.
Is that Mr. Feelgood or whatever?
Mr.
Happy
Field.
Smiley Deliveries. We have a package
I
for
know,
you.
right? Shit. Yeah, but nah, it wasn't nothing like that at all. But look, I wanted to actually tell everybody thank you all for being here. You know, everybody that's been, you know, chilling with us for the last 2 hours. I had a great time. Talked about all kind of different shit, man. Even but it was good conversation, man. So, that's all that I enjoy, man. It's just being around, good friends and talking about some good shit, regardless of how abstract it is. It's always some, it's you never know, man. Hell, we talked about 3D for I don't know how long.
I can't remember.
I mean, but shit. But I mean, hell, it was shit. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm not complaining. Yet.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it's one of those things, man. So, I just wanted to say, hey, man, I appreciate everybody, man, for sitting around and being involved in the conversation, man. Everybody was funny. Even everybody in the chat was on some other stuff, man.
Yeah, everyone was funny except for Dildo.
Dildo. Yeah, Dildo's crazy as shit, man. That's my boy right there, man. You guys are crazy, man. But yeah, I'm just gonna I'll be dropping videos. And hey, I had a quick question, man, before I bounce though, man. Let me ask y'all something real quick. Before we go, I know there's everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat. No, just want to ask. If I decided to start it, I guess being more niche, with the channel, I guess cover more, I guess comic book based stuff, or and a lot of DC shit. And I'm talking about doing exactly the same stuff that I'm doing now, but putting it more towards like DC comics, video games, movies, and all that shit. Y'all think that's something y'all want to see from me, or y'all think I should keep doing what I'm doing? I would like to just ask, man, before I did anything, to see how everybody felt.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
I wouldn't. No, I mean, if anything, maybe pepper a little bit of the two of it. Focus primarily on the one, but if you have other stuff, that leaps out that's not within that realm, definitely get that too. If you think it's it's warranted.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's all for growing the channel and doing that. Yeah, do it.
Exactly. I mean, especially with your knowledge in these areas. I mean,
right.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, I don't know. A few people have already suggested and actually asked why I haven't done something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, don't know how anybody feels, but I mean, I just wouldn't want to do it, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Look, this is the thing, man. It's like, this channel is more than just me about what happens on this channel, man. And of course, I run it or whatnot, but that's not what it's what I'm asking or what this is about, man. It's,
right.
It's one of those things like, is that something that people would want to see? Is that, it's a difference, man. It's, everybody would say, nah, I, prefer you keep doing all the shit that you've been doing, then that's what I'm going to continue to keep doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's a problem.
I don't think
you're in the right. You're in the right the community for that kind of stuff. So I don't think it would be detrimental in any way.
Right. I mean, we got enough like news and such reporting on there. Going into definitely an area that you're very knowledgeable about in this spot. I mean, we'd be at a loss that you didn't share that information.
Right.
And of course, you also still gotta keep doing the foot pick reviews.
This motherfucker, man. Look at this.
Dogs
man.
agree.
Holy shit. Nah, stop posting foot pics reviews.
Makeup tutorial.
Yeah, and also makeup tutorials. I got you, man. I love you too, man.
So what Dildo's saying is he wants to see you in a dress.
Yeah, he does some shit, right. With no shoes on.
I can just see it now, Joe. 7-star. Yes,
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah. Look, nah, but I would just, just wanted to see what everybody thought, man. But
I think you'd be fine doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Ignore what the dog says. They don't count. So
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's a good path.
Well, I think it'll be more or less what I'm doing already.
Right.
But focus more towards, DC type shits.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But at the same time, I just can't help but if there's so much other shit to talk about too, though, man. So and then I don't want to be like the DC guy either, because that's, the thing is, when people start going in that direction and let's say shit don't go well, I guess covering a certain brand or whatever, then basically, with you being the channel that covers that brand specifically, then basically, there's only so much you can do with that shit at that point, man. And that's another situation.
Well, I mean, fortunately, you're in a position where you could try it out, and if you notice a negative change in the channel, like views and whatever, you can always change back. I mean, it's there's nothing. It's not like you have to like completely rebrand the channel to do that.
Not at all.
Right. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, because it's already what I'm doing, but it's kind of like lean more towards that direction. Because I cover all different kind of shit, outside of DC, and Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, y'all motherfuckers.
I'm reading the chat.
Man, I'm done. I'm
He's done, folks. You broke him.
Man, come on, man. I know, man. I appreciate. What's up, Brad?
I think you're like,
another red shirt.
To join in on the chat here. I think your channel views would go up greatly if you did bikini reviews.
No,
yeah, definitely.
But you gotta wear them.
No.
Yeah, male bikinis. Yeah.
No. Female bikinis.
Oh, right.
Yeah, especially with the string in the back. Yeah.
Don't laugh at it. Don't laugh at it. I know there's at least one channel out there. Bitch has got like 5 million fucking subscribers.
Well, that's her.
And that's all she does is just
buy
a bunch of bikinis and then wear them. And
we can't let 24/7 do it because he'd absolutely crush her. He'd be getting much more views doing these in bikinis, and she'll be sad and leave and be resentful and send obscene letters to 24 about how she lost a job because of him.
Well, I mean, her job is her YouTube channel at this point. She's got that many subscribers, and every video has got like 100,000 flipping views.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, 24 does these things in bikini. He's going to steal her audience away. She won't have anybody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but shit.
Let's just say she purposely buys a size smaller.
Yeah, I believe it.
It seems like it would be tight
For
on
two
your body.
very big reasons.
I believe that too.
The dildo says Mankini.
Mankini.
You know
Yeah,
what?
it's got to be one of those like
Fuck out of here.
what's that movie? Borat.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Borat.
no.
Oh, that's it. Oh god.
Hey man, I'm so done, man. You
He's
guys,
done, folks. He's
you guys
broken.
have finished me, man.
Good
Hey,
job, guys.
but I look, man. I love you guys, man. It was a good laugh. I appreciate y'all, man. Even though I was seriously asking. Hell, I can't do nothing but to laugh at this shit, man. You guys are something else, man. Move stream. Oh yeah.
Right.
like who's that? Moves from
Seinfeld, wasn't it?
Jay and Silent Bob,
Oh,
Yeah,
Jay Silent Bob. Oh, boobs. Okay, I was thinking the bro from.
the restaurant.
Man boobs.
What moves with the cow on it, right? Moves.
No, when he says moves, it's man boobs.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Mhm.
Fuck that. No, all right, man.
they're not bad,
I'm
just a little
gone.
sweaty.
Yeah, you guys, low spec. You done put the nail in the coffin, brother.
Well, he's good
I
at
love
that.
you, man. I love you guys,
Usually
man.
still
You
good
guys
at
have a good week. You know, I laughed throughout all this shit, man. So I had a great time. But man, you guys want, y'all leave me a comment in the comment section. I'll check everything, man, and
that. Every
y'all
day.
think about what I asked, man, and you know, I really seriously would like to know what y'all think, man. So I know I didn't get no comment out of none of y'all. I just got a shitload of jokes, but that was good too. So I ain't tripping. Yeah, I'm good, man.
I answered.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
shit.
we did.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean,
You could expect Low Spec and Cynthia Dildo to actually be helping you in this matter.
Actually,
yeah, well, you know, yeah, but
it was
it's
more.
all good, man. It's all good. Like I said, you know, it was a good laugh, man. So I'm cool. You know, I just wanted to see what y'all thought. But yeah, man. Shit, y'all take it easy, man, and yeah, I appreciate that, Brett. I know, yeah, you did, and yeah, I got some shit to think about.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and go, man. I gotta grab something to eat, man, and get up and move around, man.
And I got puppies
ain't supposed
out.
to be sitting around this long, so.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Love you guys.
Love y'all.
You guys have a good week. And this is New Bomb Turk, Baron Norman Tag, Vigilante Williamson. I'm your boy 24/7. And we are the Primetime Kings of live stream. And we are out.
Move.
Yeah.
What is